Hello, welcome back. And if you take a look on the screen here, you can see I've moved quite a bit, but I did so because the steps I did, I I think they're very self-explanatory and easy to do, even if you are new to COMOSYS and you have some basic skills in 3D detailing. So you can see at the gable side here, I try to add gable columns and a bit of extension from the top end here all the way to connecting to my top chord here. So this will help in when you get to stages where we want to start placement of purlins or guards on the gable side. We'll find a space of connecting the purlins here. So that's why I've extended that and it did the same thing here. And you can see the connection between this member and this frame here. You can see that. And it's as simple as that. So I did this behind the scenes because it's be easy to do. And if you see something that I share with you, I think is much worth. And I think I've assumed and sat down and decided that it is key and you should follow that process to learn. But this one I think is straightforward. Now, what I want to do now is I want just to take you through on how we can create connections between these two frames and also how we can create guards or purlins on the column side and also on the roof side. So for now, let's just go ahead and place the base plate here. So I'll come to base plate here and just click on the base plate. So by default, if you click on the base plate, COMOSYS will come up with a default connection. So from that default connection, we just left click on any part of that connection, then press letter M on your keyboard and enter. Then that will bring in the editor dialog box. Therein will now be able to customize to your preferred detailing of your choice in COMOSYS. Now let's just give it some time to bring up the editor dialog box. Then we'll start detailing or customizing it, or just using our preferred or macro preset that we had done prior to this. So I always prefer to do that because it saves you a lot of time. So I'll pick on the previously saved by myself, and if I click load, I'll be able to load the settings that I had done before. So I'll go ahead and click apply. So if apply, you will find I'm having a different setup, different from the default one. So if you want a preview of my settings here, I can come to figure here, and you can see we have that. I left that on default. If I come to plates, you can see I have those settings in place. So if I just drag this, you can see everything in place. If I come to weld, I left at the default. If I come to secondaries, I left at default. And I think if I come to key or shear key, I disabled. I choose none, so I don't need that shear key in my connection. So this will apply to all. So I think you've understood that process. So there's no need of going one by one doing the same thing. So the key here is just to show you how we can do it. Now, the next is how can we connect this tie beam to this gable column. So I'll go ahead and minimize this because we don't have time for that because we've applied it down there. So if I come to tie beam and a tie beam and a gable column here, I'll look for a macro under macro gallery here. So I'll come to beam to column here. So under beam to column, I'll have this beam to column end plate connection. So if I pick that, I'll be able to pick the main column. I'll be able to pick the column. You can see the instruction here, the procedure. I'll pick the column right there, then pick on the tie beam right here as my secondary member. So I'll right click on my keyboard and I'll right click on my mouse, and right click once again just to get out of that command. So you can see the default connection we have here. So from here, we are going to modify this to to fit our preferred type of connection for this particular end plate. Now I'm going to select the plate right there. So once I've selected that, I'm going to press letter M on my keyboard, then go ahead and press enter. This I'll repeat most of the time. Before you select the part, then press letter M, then enter. This will bring in the editor dialog box where you will be able to customize your connection or customize your macro connection. So we are in here. So we have so many tabs. We have figure, we have first side ball, second side ball, welds, design. Don't worry about all this. Just deal whatever makes or whatever solves your problem. So most of the time, people are within the figure and the polls. But there's a topic that I'll prepare for you where all these are defined, are predetermined. You set this prior to even starting the project, so you don't go back and forth doing the same thing all over. So in my case, as I had showed you before, I normally create a connection, then save. Then whenever I come up with a project similar to that and might need a connection similar to that, I just come to my presets or macro presets and just load the same settings or edit it further from that point. Will not take so much time. So in this particular case, I saved this as this. So I'm going to go ahead and click load and come here and click apply. So you'll see that I have this in place. So if you want to see the details of my connection, always select once again and press letter M and enter once again. I did a mistake by canceling it before showing you the settings that I had used for this particular end plate connection between the beam, the tie beam and the column. So let me just click on the figure here. You can see these are my details or my entries, which made me to come up with this type of connection. And if I come to second bolts, you can see the adjustment that I did, and that's all. It's only this and that. The rest is not important. So just go ahead and click here, then click save as, then give it a name. The moment you click save as, this small field will come and you key in the name of your macro, then click OK. So then once you click OK, it will be saved, and you click OK, click load, then apply and give it an OK. It will be saved. So that is that, and you'll apply the same to all because the tie beam size is the same and the column is the same. So let's meet then on how we can create guts or purlins on the column side and also on the rooftop side. So let's meet then by this modus nimba, and also try this by yourself, and I'll be happy if you can do it by yourself. And if you have faced any difficulty, please share your problem, and I'll be able to share any solution that will be available from my end. So let me just turn this around so that you see all the details here, how this looks. So this, as I had showed you, this is a very small hanger. So this hanger, this is a cable side. This side will be blocked completely, and the aeroplane will find an entry through here. Though it's on the giant plane, so it will get inside here into the structure for services or maintenance purposes. So this is very easy, and I hope you'll try that. And let me then.